Hey people of YouTube, Daniel here. Let's give you all another update of the garden. Really, because about all I've got going on these days. Been working so much, so I haven't had much other things to put on here. But last Sunday, before it rained, got over here and run the tractor through the garden. Got plenty of dirt healed up the potatoes. They're looking pretty decent. All in all, pretty good crop of potatoes. There's a few bare spots, but no complaints considering how wet it was on the potatoes, at least. And some of these aren't far from blooming. If you look right down in here, just fixing to bloom. So cool on that. Sunday when I run the tractor through here, uncovered the dirt off a couple of them on the sides and had some little new potatoes, probably, about the size of golf balls. So won't be long, I'll be sneaking over here and stealing a few. Sweet potatoes, they're hanging in there. I think I have potato vines, or potato blooms. And I think these right here are blue potatoes. Pretty sure they are, actually. Was at Home Depot the other day, and they had a bunch of their garden stuff on sale, and half off, and they had six. You could buy a box of 6 blue potatoes for $1. So I got a couple of boxes of them, sprinkled them through here and there. There's a weed I missed when I got here chopping weeds yesterday. A little poke salad. But all in all, this right here is doing pretty darn decent. I need to get down there and stake the tomatoes. Haven't done that yet, and so I've procrastinated on that, and they're actually to the point where I'm gonna have to tie them up slowly. They fell over and everything, so I can't just cinch them up to a stake. But they're doing their thing. What's not doing its thing is the corn. And we planted 6 or 8 rows. 8 rows. See, there's a little corn. There's a little corn. There's one. But if you look out through there, I don't know if you can see here with cell phone video, not a lot of corn coming up. And not sure why. It's got me a little on the baffled side. I've not had that much trouble with corn coming up, especially planting it late, because it was so wet this year that I couldn't get in here and plant it. And I've had trouble with it before, planting it too early, and you gotta have a warmer soil temp for it to germinate. In the May, 1st of June, you shouldn't have that problem. And it was 2 different type of seed. It was a G90 and I can't remember what the other one was, but they were 2 kinds that you could plant together, plant beside each other, and not have any issues. And this right here is the G90, the closest, and it kind of, it came up here and there, but that was it. The other barely came up at all. So one thing we did do Sunday, my daughter and I, she walked through and where the rows are and dropped more corn down, and I walked through with the hoe and covered it up. So hoping that maybe we'll get a little corn out of this. But bad thing about corn, especially sweet corn, is it doesn't like later plantings. It starts trying to tassel out before it's ready. it kind of knows what time of the season it is, apparently, and as it gets later in the season, it starts doing some stupid stuff. So that's one drawback. The other drawback is you'll get the grub worms and stuff, the cutworms, into it the later you plant it. So anyhow, I'm hoping we'll have some corn. You know, I don't expect a bumper crop, but you know, at least maybe enough we can put up 100 ears or so, and have a have a little bit in the freezer. You know, we've still got a bag or two left from last year. That's I kind of point the camera at the ground so y'all don't have the sun blind. Put your sunglasses on in the middle of the night as you're watching this video on your laptop. Oh, the other thing, I broke down and bought myself the rinky-dink Thunderbolt Arbor Freight thing. Had some discounts and stuff, so got it all for 40% off. I know that it's the Arbor Freight system. You pay too much for what little you get. One thing I'm wanting to do, and the reason I started off with this here is I'm trying to get a small hydro system going, hydro generator, so that once I get that, I'm going to expand on my solar, just to see what I need. How much solar supplement do I need to this system? So a little experiment to see what's going on with that. And the other thing was it 2 weeks ago? Well, I made the last video and posted it. It was right after a storm, and lost grid power. Lost it for 5 or 6 hours actually, and it's not that bad during the day. And I mean, it wasn't going to be terrible at night. You know, we've got oil lamps and oil lanterns and Colemans and everything. So I mean, it wasn't the end of the world by no means, but it would have been nice to have had some lighting, to say the least. You know, with the 17-month-old daughter, it'd be kind of handy. Plus, having a old Coleman sitting there blazing in the house with a little kid is probably not the best scenario to have. But anyhow, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Just getting that little rig going. I've almost got my little room that I've built onto the side of the house to house the batteries and charge controller and all that good stuff. So that'll be another video here soon. And also, my daughter and I, my 9-year-old, hoping to here, maybe not this weekend, but the next few weekends, or if I get a day off during the week, to start on the water line coming down the creek in front of the house to try to see what we can do with a Pelton wheel and a little generator of some sort there on that, to maybe get us a little power going that way and get slowly more off the grid. We'll have a few issues. Of course, I have spring water now, and dealing with that, getting the spring water, getting the pump to run off of solar, or of course off an inverter. We're going to have to see how that works. That may be a little tricky. Looked at some 12-volt pumps, and that may be another option. So just kind of seeing what the 12-volt pumps I found, I don't have any data on, so I don't know if they're going to pull a credible amount of electricity, or if they're going to be somewhat in range of what we can do versus the 15 amp, 110 volt submergible pump I have in the spring house. So that's another day and another video or two. So, but I just want to give y'all a little shout out, see, show you what was going on here in the garden, and they got my little Tykes solar system. So, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.